Day 3 at Firevolt, and I am speaking to the man that blew the second stage away in the big top, Jack J. Hutchinson.
Afternoon, mate. How you doing?
I'm alright. You're looking well.
Yeah, although it appears as though just as I've come outside, the rain is about to start, so I apologise for that. It's all down to me, really.
If I get wet and a cold, I'm going to be sending you the bill, pal.
I'll lose you my hat.
Okay. How's things going?
Really good, yeah. It was great to play here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd were great. Like, we played some new stuff as well, which was fun. I like playing on big stages as well. It's a big stage in that.
It is a big stage.
Well, it's called the Big Top, isn't it? So I should have anticipated that. But it's one of them where you're glad that you brought a really long guitar lead, and you didn't pack the 5-foot guitar cables where you're just wandering around in a little circle all gig.
Okay. Well, Constellations has just been released. So that's a very good single song.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I think we sort of recorded it towards the end of last year, so we've been sitting on it a little while. But it's one of those songs where I'm terrible at picking the singles from albums, and so I was like, this should be the first single. And then Josiah, who co-wrote it with me from Chris Barrett's band, he was just like, nah, Constellations got to be the first track from the new album. So yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun to play live. It's a lot of energy and a lot of I don't know. It's just a lot. For me, it's a bit of a step up, really, on my previous stuff. But that's how I feel. Everyone always says that about their new material, don't they? But it seems to have gone down really well. Great reaction from the crowd today. So yeah, I'm pleased with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody looks for musicians to evolve. Yeah. You can't write the same song again and again.
No.
And
well,
again.
I tried to do that on my last 3 albums. So this new one, I've tried to go in a different direction.
Oh, that's very honest of you.
Yeah.
But no. Is this then going to be a first of a cycle of singles before an album?
Yeah, so we've got another single out maybe in about a month, 6 weeks, something like that, and then there'll be a third single in sort of late autumn. And I've just shot the video this week for the third single, which was fun. Where I shot it with Chris Barrett, he did the filming, and it was a Ford Mustang that we rented down in the New Forest. I drove around pretending I was in like a Steve McQueen film all afternoon. So that'll be coming out later this year. See, I'm really pleased with it, man. I just got all the mixes through this week, so the album's finished. So I've just been listening to the mixes, and yeah, it's fun to hear it as one big artistic statement, I think. For me, it feels like a bit of a step up on the last record, but we'll see what everyone else thinks. Yeah.
Well, you had quite a good reaction to your crowdfunder as well. I mean, it's quite astonishing.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to record the album without that, to be honest. It was a bit like, the honest truth is that COVID, there was a massive financial hit because of that, and we didn't tour for about a year and a half. Merch sales went down because you're not selling merch at gigs. And that's really how I've managed the projects up until that point. Was record an album, you get back out on the road, and you sell it, and you recoup the money to then put into the next album. So it's like a big cycle, and that cycle was broken through COVID. So I had to work out a different way of funding it, paying for the recording. So I'd done half the album, I think, in January, and I couldn't afford to do the rest of the recording. So the crowdfunder was a bit of a lifesaver.
Yeah, so it works well. It just shows you've got quite a loyal fan base as well.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is I've now got all these private house gigs that people bought that I've got to do over the autumn. So and they can be a bit weird, those private house gigs. So we'll see how, that might be my farewell tour. We'll see.
It could be. I'm expecting a fully electric in my minuscule front room as well.
Yeah, it's like some of those gigs that go a bit like, it's like the final scene from Silence of the Lambs, with the night vision goggles. But yeah, most of the time it's a lot of fun, and I like hanging out with people anyway. So
if you find a well in somebody's house,
I've never been kidnapped doing them. So my wife, I think, worries when I go to these random places, and I'm like, going off to do a private house gig. No one knows where it is, apart from me. But in all honesty, that was the way of recording the album, and I'm very grateful to all the people that backed it and kind of believed that I could do something, worthwhile.
Yeah, brilliant. So, album, singles, and various house gigs. What's next?
Well, the plan is to get the album out and then do a lot of touring next year. We've got a lot of stuff lined up that we haven't announced yet, but we're going to do a short tour in February when the record comes out, and then we're going to Europe to do some dates and then some festivals next summer. I'm hoping to go back to America and do a proper run of shows, because I went over this year and did some gigs, but it'd be good to take the full band, take Phil and Charlie with me, rather than me do acoustic shows. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm really excited about playing all this new stuff live. I've been told to not play it live, so a lot of the festivals, I'm only playing Constellations from the new record, but some of this stuff is it's really high tempo with big choruses, so it'd be perfect for next summer's festivals.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the stage now, I mean, you were bouncing around. You're right in the crowd's faces as well.
Yeah, I jumped off the stage at one point, and it's always dicey doing that, because you've got to navigate your way back up to the stage, and I've done it before where there's no way up, so you just look like a complete dickhead. But luckily they had a little step that I could step on to get back on the stage without ripping my jeans.
Could be a little embarrassing.
But I like doing that shit, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes people react in a really funny way though. They're just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You're like a foot away from them. And today's crowd seemed up for it though, so that was cool.
It was a good crowd though as well, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah,
everybody was there pretty much.
Yeah, it's nice when you come and do these festivals where you don't know if people know your material, because you're not playing to your fans. But there's a lot of people wearing my t-shirts and people singing along with stuff. It's good when people sing along, because it means I can, if I forget the lyrics, I can just look at people's mouths and then kind of work it out from what they're
you're
singing.
a good lip reader.
Yeah, they tend to be better than me at remembering all my songs.
Okay, you're obviously in the home of good football.
Yes.
You know, I mean, is there anything you want to say to your mates who maybe support a red jersey team?
Well, right, so I'm a Man United fan, right? But there's so many Man City fans, and I picked Charlie lives in Stockport, so I just picked her up earlier on. And it turns out her mum is a Man City fan, and she's kept that very quiet for over a year now.
Right.
Very disappointed. I mean, the band nearly broke up this afternoon before we'd even played. And now I understand why Charlie's always wearing blue shirts.
Okay, yeah, so they're sneaking in everywhere, really, then.
I think I might drive her to Old Trafford on the way back, actually.
Might just give her a drive-by.
Treat her to a shirt at the Mega Store.
On that note, I think we better leave. Thank you, Jack.
Cheers, man.
It's been great.
Nice chatting to you.
Best of luck with the new album.
Thank you very much.